All right, what's going on, y'all? Today we're officially 7 weeks out from the men's physique competition. So I'm going to give y'all a full fasted check-in, let y'all know what changes we made this last week. But in today's video, I'm going to take y'all through one of my full leg days. So I cycle through a couple different leg days. Today I'm going to take you through one of those full leg days, explain exactly how I do it, how I do leg days with high intensity bodybuilding rather than high volume bodybuilding, and then kind of the changes I'm making right now to my leg days while being in prep. But before we get into that, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the fasted check-in for 7 weeks out. So I've already gotten up, done my 35 minutes of fasted cardio. So we should be pretty dry and we're definitely flat today because I've been coming off of quite a few low days. But this is what we're looking at. So, things are really starting to tighten up. I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Coaches, pretty happy where we're sitting at right now. So the changes we made this last week was coach swapped out quite a few of chicken and beef meals for whitefish meals. So if y'all have seen my last few full days of eating, you know that I was already eating salmon and I had some of those meals being chicken and beef. Now it's salmon with whitefish and then a couple chicken meals still left in there. So it's just kind of switching over to more lean meats. Moving forward, I already had my check-ins this morning. So moving forward, currently I've been doing 35 minutes of fasted cardio with 20 minutes of post-workout cardio. Coach this morning went ahead and bumped up the cardio. So now we're going to be doing 35 minutes of fasted cardio and 35 minutes of post-workout cardio moving forward with this next week. But overall, I'm still feeling great. Hunger's not really been an issue. I kind of attribute the lack of cravings and hunger to kind of how strict I was in the off season. I wasn't doing a lot of cheat meals and stuff in the off season. By the way, coach did give me a cheat meal, so I'll take y'all through what the cheat meal is going to be today. I'm very excited for it. But overall, everything's feeling good. Sleep's good, stress is low, so we're rocking on. But I'm going to go ahead, get a couple meals in me, and I'll see y'all for the leg day. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what I did for this leg day. So typically on leg day, I'll go ahead and warm up by walking on the treadmill for about 5 to 10 minutes or so, and then I'll move over to hip abduction and adduction. Typically I start with abduction before moving on to adduction. And so with this, these are actual working sets. So this isn't just, going through the motions, pushing volume. These are actual working sets to where I've got a top set going to failure and then a back off set also going to failure. And those are after warm-up sets. So the warm-up sets, I do typically 2 to 3 on this for both abduction and adduction. And all it's doing is I'm building up the weight to my top set. The top set for abduction was 12 reps at 195. And then the back off set that you're seeing here is 12 reps at 180. And then on hip adduction, it was 12 reps at 205 and then 11 reps at 190 for the back off set. So with these, what's great about it is not only are you actually, going to failure with your adduction and abduction, but this is also essentially another great warm up for building into your big heavy compound lifts like squats, hack squat, leg press, all of that. You're really pushing a lot of blood into your adductors, abductors, your glutes, all of that, which only really helps for those heavy compound movements. Now, I see a lot of people either leave out these movements completely, or they essentially put it at the end of their leg day after they're already completely smoked and don't really have a lot of energy to put into this. This, if you actually take this to failure and you really focus on this movement, this will add a lot of depth to your legs, especially your legs from the front. If you really focus on adduction, your adductors, that's what's going to create that look of, your legs touching further down closer to your knees. And the beautiful thing is when you have stronger abductors and adductors, it only helps your other lifts, your heavy compound lifts, which, when you lift heavier on those, you also have, of course, greater leg development. So right here, I moved over to hack squat, and this is my first warm-up set. I believe for this, I did 3 warm-up sets, and essentially all I'm doing is I'm adding a plate each time. For the warm-up sets, I'm just trying to push some blood into the muscle. I'm trying to get the form down. I'm especially trying to get the depth down so I can really feel that for the top set. But I'm not actually trying to fatigue the muscle at all. So that is a mistake people use when doing high-intensity bodybuilding is their warm-up sets. They actually have a little bit of fatigue in there. They're actually, technically quote unquote working. You don't want to be doing that on your warm-up sets. So warm-up sets is literally to get the form down, push blood into the muscle, so that way you can hit your top set safely and, of course, efficiently with that. So my top set right here, this was 12 reps at 470 pounds. Today was a little bit of a lighter leg day. I typically bounce between barbell back squat on one leg day, and then the next will be hack squat. Lately, especially with where I'm at in prep and then coming off of a few low days, this ended up being a little bit of a lighter leg day, but it was still a great one. So right here, this is where, I'm just pushing out to absolute failure. And then for hack squat in particular, I like to have 3 total sets. So I'll have the top set, which is right here, is the heaviest load. And then I do a back off set, and then I do a second back off set. So 3 sets total. But instead of pyramiding up in weight and down in reps, like what most people do with high volume bodybuilding, my first set is my top set, the heaviest set. So it ends up being a way heavier load than if you were to pyramid up in weight. And then I'm actually coming down in weight each set. So as you can see right here, this ended up being 11 reps at 450 pounds. So I just dropped by 20 pounds. If you're starting with high intensity bodybuilding and you're trying to kind of get a good gauge of what numbers you should be going with, I suggest dropping the weight for your back off sets by about 10 to 20%. And then, as you kind of get a better gauge, those numbers might end up getting closer together, as you can see what happened here with, going from 470 to 450. And then on my second back off set, which you'll see in just a second, I end up doing 10 reps at 430. The whole key here is, though, with all of this, all of high intensity bodybuilding, not just, these hack squats right here, is you want to take it to failure. And then you want to, especially if you're using an intensity extending set, like a drop set or a rest pause set, you want to take it to past failure. I mean, that's where you're going to have massive growth, and that's where you can frankly even have higher rep ranges, even as long as you're taking it to failure and sometimes past failure, you're going to have much more development. So this is my last back off set. This is the last set for here for hack squat, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next movement. All right, so the next movement we did was leg press. I alternate between this leg press, which I end up being able to push a little bit more weight, compared to another leg press, which I'm able to activate just my quads a bit more. This one that I'm using right here is more kind of total leg activation, whereas the other one is definitely more quad focused. So for this one, this is my top set. I did 3 warm-up sets. I did a warm-up set, 8 reps at 360, then 6 reps at 540, then 2 reps at 720. Like I said, I only did two reps on my last warm-up set because I was just trying to feel the weight, push blood into the muscle, and, kind of be able to safely hit my top set. So that top set was 12 reps at 810 pounds, a little bit lighter today, but it was still a good set. And then this back off set is 12 reps at 770 pounds. Overall, really good. This is where, for leg press, a big mistake you see, and I'm sure you've heard it and I'm sure you've seen it yourself, is so many people don't have good depth with leg press. They like to go ahead and stack the plates on there, make it look impressive, but then they don't have depth. If you need to go ahead and pull the weight down, that way you can go ahead and really focus on actually having good form and good reps. It's going to pay massive dividends than just trying to, half rep a lot more weight. And frankly, if you're half repping anyway, you're not looking impressive. So you want to go ahead and use good form, range of motion, especially on leg press. So the next movement we did was leg curl. I alternate between seated leg curl and lying leg curl. With that being said, I actually do prefer seated leg curl over lying leg curl. I'm able to definitely have much better activation with my hamstrings than on lying. And with lying too, you really want to make sure that you keep yourself really situated on the pad itself and not let your hips come off the thing. And this is where with seated, I'm able to have that a little bit better. So with this, we did 2 warm-up sets, 8 reps at 90 pounds, and then 4 reps at 110 pounds. And then the top set, what you just saw, was 12 reps at 200. And then this back off set is 11 reps at 180. And then we'll have another back off set, which will actually be a rest pause set, and that's 11 reps at 160, and then rest pause 2 reps. And I'll explain what that is in just a second. So this right here is going to be that third back off set. So with a rest pause set, it's similar to a drop set. So it's an intensity extending strategy. So, with a drop set, you're going to go ahead and rep out, to failure with the current weight. And then as soon as you hit failure with that, you're going to immediately drop the weight, typically 10 to 20%, and then try to get a few more reps at that new weight, go to failure with that. A rest pause set is very similar, but instead of dropping the weight, you're going to keep the weight the same, and you're going to rest about 5 to 10 seconds. 10 seconds being the absolute max. That's what I'm doing right here. I'm readjusting. I rest for about 5 seconds, and then I hit it. So you're not changing the weight. You're just trying to give yourself about 5-10 second break, and then you try to rep out at least a couple more reps. And that's what we got right here. And I only count on my logbook. I only count full reps. I never count, that half. And that's where I'm able to, have a better gauge of, what to try to beat the next leg day. So our next movement is leg extensions. As you can see, I was setting up beforehand. I like to put a fist in between my knees, have that kind of like, it ends up being right about shoulder width. But if you put a fist right in between, that typically is right where you want to be with the actual width of your legs. So with this, it's the same thing as with leg curl. I did 2 warm-up sets, one with 8 reps at 90 pounds and then 4 reps at 110 pounds, and then 3 working sets, a top set, a back off set, and a rest pause set. The top set was 12 reps at 230 pounds. The back off set was 10 reps at 200 pounds. And then for the back off rest pause set, what you're seeing right here, it's 10 reps at 180 pounds, rest pause, 2 reps. So with this, I actually did notice when going through this footage that some of my reps on a couple of the sets were rushed. So that's something I need to actually focus on for next. But especially with leg extension, your isolation movements, really, really focus with the time under tension and really squeezing to the top of the movement. You really, really want to concentrate on getting that full squeeze at the top in that full range of motion. That's where you're going to have the greatest development. I found that the compound movements is where, I've created the most density and the actual overall leg size, and the isolation movements is really, really good for kind of carving and etching those deep lines within your legs. So for calves, I actually hit calves twice each week. I hit them on leg day and I hit them on pull day. Pretty much both times I like to do standing calf raise. On pull day, I actually have a more intense calf routine. I do standing and I do a sled calf raise. But on leg day, I only do standing. So for this, I actually do 2 warm-up sets. I did 10 pounds at 60 reps and then 10 reps at 60 pounds and 10 reps at 70 pounds. And then I do 5 working sets. So I did 16 reps at 110, moved down a notch, did 11 reps at 100, moved down a notch, 14 reps at 90, and then I did a drop set. So this was 14 reps at 80, and then I dropped down and got 6 more reps at 70 pounds. And with this, again, it comes down to, full range of motion. You want to come all the way up to your tiptoes and really, really feel the squeeze. This one will hurt. If you're doing this one right, you should get off and, have a second where you got to collect yourself. You want to take this absolutely to failure. That's what a lot of people make the mistake on calves, is they don't actually do that. But that was today's leg day. I'll catch y'all in just a second. All right, y'all, so I just got home from picking up my cheat meal. So to give y'all an idea of how my cheat meals have been over the last few weeks since we started prep, is either 12 weeks out, the start of prep, or the week before that. I had a cheat meal, coach gave me a cheat meal. And then about 2 weeks ago or 2.5 weeks ago, he said I could have a steak and potatoes cheat meal. And I don't really consider that much of a cheat meal. That's kind of like a half cheat meal. So other than that, I've been 100% on. I've had, the same 6 meals every day. I've had my 3 low carb days to my 1 high day. I've been on. So I am very excited about tonight's cheat meal. He said I could either have sushi or a burger and fry. And of course, I went with a burger and fry. And I was trying to decide between, did I want P. Terry's, that's a local Austin favorite around here, Whataburger, In-N-Out, Shake Shack, or Five Guys. That's kind of all the 5 I cycle through. Shake Shack and Five Guys are my favorite. I went with Five Guys tonight. I thought this would be the best bang for my buck, especially with the fries thrown in the bag and all of that. And I can't tell you how excited I am to get into this. But I I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed me taking you through my leg day. If you guys want me to keep doing workout videos where I take you through and explain everything, definitely drop a comment down below. I'd love to keep doing those for y'all. But I'll keep y'all updated. I'll have more videos coming out this next week, and of course this next week will be 6 weeks out. So it's really getting ready to be kind of getting into the nitty gritty of prep. 6 weeks out is kind of when it gets really serious. But I'll be taking y'all along. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please go ahead and smash that like button. Leave any comments or questions down below. Make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss anything. Be happy, be positive, be powerful, and have a great rest of your day.